It's 4:30, so we'll call the meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Could we have the roll call?
Dan Delahunt.
Here.
Richard Kuntz.
Here.
Steve Pajali.
Here.
Wes Poole.
Here.
William Siemens.
Here.
Kevin Zier.
Here. First thing on our agenda is election of officers. What's the pleasure of our
Chairman?
board? Yes, sir. Yes, Mr.
When we had, when John Fight, Mr. Fight was on, it was great to have somebody with a lot of technical ability being in the business they was. And I think that we have the same fortune right now to have somebody on the committee by the name of Steve Pajali. So I'd like to enter his name in as my nomination for the chairman of this board.
Second. Very good. Let's vote on that. If you'd call the roll, please.
Kevin Zier.
Yes.
Dan Delahunt.
Yes.
William Siemens.
Yes.
Steve Pajali.
Yes.
Wes Poole.
Yes.
And I think we should also have a vice chair. He's not voting because we have five.
Right, I'm sorry.
He votes if we are
If we don't have, yeah.
member. Sorry.
Oh, no, I understood.
Is there a nomination for the vice chair?
Take it if you would not.
I would nominate Mr. Siemens as the vice chair.
Second that motion.
Roll call on that.
Please call
Wes
the
Poole.
vote.
Yes, I think you said me.
Steve Pajali.
Yes.
William Siemens.
Yes.
Dan Delahunt.
Yes.
Kevin Zier.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yes.
Okay. We'll move into, unless the Mr. Law Director, did you have something you wanted to say?
No,
You look like,
the meeting is now yours.
all right. We'll move into the review of the minutes from the February 19th, 2026 meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review those? And if so, is there a motion?
I would move to approve the minutes from February 19th, 2026 meeting as presented.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Okay, next, because we're going to have an adjudication hearing, we'll have to swear in any of the audience and staff members who will testify or offer testimony on the one agenda item we have. So anybody in the audience that is planning on speaking, please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God? I do. Okay. We'll move into the first item, which is 1931 Cleveland Road. And the way I'd like to handle this is we'll have the report from the staff, and then if somebody, the applicant wants to come up and speak and add anything to his report, you can come up at that time, and maybe we can, if we have any questions from around the table, we can ask at that time, and then we'll return to the table to discuss and vote on it. Mr. Panis, you're up.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So this item on our agenda, the only one, it was an application submitted by Advanced Sign and Lightings on behalf of the property owner S&S Realty for property they own at 1931 Cleveland Road. There's two variances at play. The project scope is to replace an existing pylon sign that has an electronic message board component with a new pylon sign that also has an electronic message board component. The electronic component is going before a city planning commission next week and isn't subject to our review, but that's the overall scope. And in trying to perform that scope, it triggered the need for two variances. One is a setback variance. So pylon signs are required to be no closer than 15 feet to any right-of-way line. They're also required to have a minimum clearance of 8.5 feet above grade to the lowest horizontal member of the sign. What is proposed today is a sign setback of 4 feet from the right-of-way and a vertical clearance of 5.75 feet. This is the property in question at 1931 Cleveland Road. We're zoned general business. Here's a better look at the existing conditions of the site. This is home to Holiday Inn Express, Thirsty Pony, Cedar Lanes, and then to the west is Green Tree Motel. Here is a picture of the existing sign from Cleveland Road. And then this is a picture from Cedar Point Drive. Okay, so from left to right here, again, the variance is being requested to construct this new sign at a 4-foot setback to the right-of-way line. However, when I conferred with our engineering department, because as we know, the city is proposing a roundabout at this location, changing or restructuring the intersection, this is actually ends up being 17 feet from the back of the curb. I looked at the measurements right now of the existing sign. So that sign is about 15, 16 feet from the right-of-way and 28 feet setback from the back of the curb. On Cleveland Road, it's much further on the Cedar Point Drive section. So it's slightly closer, but in staff's opinion, due to the nature and construction of, this intersection, we don't think it'll cause any issues. On the right-hand side, we can see the vertical clearance difference. So that's 5.75. It's a thicker base, more stout, but a little shorter compared to, again, this thinner but taller base. So engineering staff, again, I mentioned that we worked with them. So from the sign, it's 4 feet to the right-of-way, and then you factor in the 5-foot wide sidewalk, and then an additional 8 feet of right-of-way. The leading edge of the proposed sign, which is where we measured from, will actually be set back 17 feet from the back of the curb. So we believe that will be plenty of space for visibility. Our analysis is that these sign regulations exist to help drivers make safe decisions by ensuring high levels of visibility at intersections. In this case, as we know, we're constructing a roundabout here, and we actually acquired additional right-of-way from the applicant for this purpose. And we think this additional right-of-way will create a wide enough berth for driver visibility so that we feel comfortable recommending approval for both variances on our typical condition that all applicable permits are obtained through the building department, engineering department, and any other applicable agency prior to construction. Thank you.
Thank you. Would the applicant like to come up and speak or add to what the report stated?
Good afternoon, everybody. Joshua Fox, 1717 East Perkins Ave, Sandusky, architect, working with the client, Sortinos. Adam, thanks. That was a great presentation of what we're after here. Our goal is basically we're forced to move this sign, as you can see with the pictures already in the previous slides, that we're already in the mood of moving these signs for this roundabout. So we're in a state of trying to get this put into position and get the old sign down so that they can continue with the roundabout process. So I don't have any other additional items. Adam covered pretty much most everything, but I'm happy to take some questions if necessary and go from there.
Are there any questions from the table?
Have you done an analysis to figure out where it might fit into the scheme that we have now, or is there a variance that you need from the 15-foot setback?
Well, due to the nature of the radius of the curve and the parking spaces that were taken away from the space and the driveway that we had to redesign at that time for the previous scope to get the roundabout approved, we don't have a lot of room to move the sign, and the closer we can keep it to the sidewalk, the better for us. If we push it into the parking lot driveway, we're a little bit more concerned about damage with people parking and driving and backing out and so forth. So we kind of snugged it right up to the front of the hatched area, if you will, in that image there. So trying to keep it in the safest spot is for both sides of the street is our goal.
Well, this is a new circumstance for the city of Sandusky, putting in all these roundabouts, and
It is.
for the drivers, it's going to be, a headache.
Yeah.
So and I appreciate what S&S wants to do. They want to make sure that customers know where they are. And I understand what the city wants to do and make sure everything's as safe as it can be. So that's our interest.
Sure. Good, thank you.
Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Siemens.
One of my concerns is the 5.75 feet with kind of it appears a sharp corner there. I realize the sidewalk is away from it, but I'm just concerned with that height for people parking on either side of it who might be getting in and out of cars, that's kind of right about there.
So, agreed, I'm not dismaying that. It's 69 inches to the bottom of the gray line that you see in that image, but it is a solid structure coming to the ground, so there's no way that you could, it's not like a pole structure where if you had a pole, then you could walk underneath it. So it makes it a little bit easier because there's no way you can, if you're gonna swing the door open in your car, you're gonna hit the bottom black box, if you will, if I just visualize the black box on the bottom. That's a pylon sign that's coming to the ground. So the overhang of that 69-inch piece is probably, I think it's only like 4 inches or something. That's just our highest point of the box itself. The bottom part is essentially just the post, but it's a bigger base just to give it some monumental sign base to it instead of a lightweight post.
I think it's an attractive sign. I just worry about a sharp corner there that maybe something rounded would.
Yeah, we're 36 inches wide,
Into
yeah.
a branch, it was about 5 feet 9 inches.
Get you.
Overhanging sidewalk.
Yeah.
In the wind, not looking, and so I'm a little sensitive to that.
Sure.
Factor at the moment.
No, I can understand that. And the goal for the hatched area in that space is it's not a walking path. It's not a connection point between the sidewalks. So we kind of eliminated that path of travel. But yes, there's 2 stalls on each side, and we got approximately about, let's say 4 feet on each side before you get to the stall space. So we got enough to swing the door open. We feel comfortable with it, but we understand the concern.
Mr. Delahunt? Are you done, Mr. Seaman?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from around the table?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Poole?
seems to be well-designed, and it doesn't look like from what I can see, it doesn't look like it creates any hazards for people walking by. The design of the sign takes care of what you said. I do have a question. Is that hash mark just painted, or is that a planting or the curb around it of some sort?
Currently, it's just
Yes, it's on.
it's asphalt, so that we don't have any issues with
Okay.
landscaping or anything, mowing or anything like that. But yeah, so right now, it's just a painted area.
Okay.
Yep,
Fine, it looks fine for me, thank you.
yep, thank you.
Mr. Seaman?
Just a quick question for staff, and truly not pertaining to this board, but I'm just wondering about the safety of that sidewalk along, which is going to be a pretty heavy travel area. Is it just a curb, or is there any protection from the?
Oh, the sidewalk is much closer to there. If you look at, I guess with these smaller screens, you might have to squint a little bit.
I'm not talking about the sign, I'm just talking about
No, I know.
vehicular travel.
Okay, so the orange line is the curb, and then you have 8 feet until the blue polygon, the blue sidewalk, and then.
Blue is
the
sidewalk?
Blue is sidewalk, so it
The key
hugs their.
doesn't seem to indicate that.
How about that? Thank you. Yeah, that was the intention. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
now that makes more sense, thank you.
yep. Sorry about that.
It's the back of the curb.
Anything else
Yeah, flip
from
them.
around the table? Okay, thank you.
You guys?
We'll come back to the table, and is there any further discussion on this application? I guess my only comment would be if they're willing to assume the risk for the jagged edge, it's their business, and I think ultimately they would be the ones that would be sued or have to give some relief if something happened. And the other thing is I don't think they would be here right now for this application if the city hadn't forced the action on that corner. So that's all I have to say. And if there's not any further discussion, I'd call for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I would-
Mr. Seaman.
I would make a motion to approve both these variances with all applicable permits being obtained through the building engineering engineering departments.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Could we get a vote on that?
Kevin Zire,
Yes.
Steve Pajali,
Yes.
Wes Poole,
Yes.
Dan Dillahunt,
Yes.
and William Siemens. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
Could I just
Mr.
say
Poole.
one thing that struck me is with regard to the 5.5-foot clearance. It's 5 foot off the edge from the sidewalk essentially. And also there's 6 inches of gap between the big base. That's, anybody that goes off the sidewalk and walks over there and walks into that has to be drunk. This is well designed and appropriate. This is not a hazard. There's no hazard there at all. That's all. I just want to make that comment.
Thank you, Mr. Poole. It's been voted unanimously to pass this application, so motion passes. Any other business for the good of the order today?
Nothing from me.
If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Second.